Hello AI Bob here, like, comment, and subscribe if you think Techie is bald.
Stream going live now. Let me make sure everything's all good. Da, da, da. Okay. Okay. We're gonna do a little conversation points here, ladies and gents. I'm gonna do a little conversation starting. So Tectone recently put a video out saying that Zenless Zone Zero will not be a failure.
Guys, we're gonna
Let's
go
react
through
to this. Let's
everything
see what
right
he has
now.
to
We're
say.
gonna talk about this because I need to explain
What you
the
gotta say, Baldy?
hatred and the lack of care for Zenless Zone Zero. So I sent this clip a couple seconds ago, which was this. Okay.
But we'll have to see.
Oh, and the quote is, "It's over for Zenless Zone Zero. This is the level of hype people have for it after the live stream." Just to set you some context.
To be fair though, like determining how good a game is gonna do because of the level of hype is kind of bogus. Like going off of the hype for certain games may determine if the game is good or not, but there's plenty of games that have like zero hype and that flew under the radar and they went crazy. They popped off. I could be wrong, but this is more or less my take. All of this is opinion based, guys. I could be wrong. You guys could prove me wrong. Type it in the comments, the chat, whatever the case.
Right. So generally during a big event for streamers such as Ziox, going through his analytics, like for example, let's see if we can find this huge live stream. Firefly will bless us. Clorand is here.
Yeah, I mean, also Ziox is known to be a fence sitter. He generally doesn't have an opinion. Ziox's opinion never really matters unless it's talking about how a character fits in the meta. Because he's a guide maker at the end of the day. He doesn't want to lose his job over saying something wrong, which is really annoying for like Hoyoverse and other gacha games to do for him, you know?
You know, we see some of the bigger streams getting around 7.1 thousand viewers or 9.5 thousand viewers. So Ziox went live the other night to watch the Zenless
He's a
Zone
pretty
Zero
big
live
streamer,
stream,
though.
which admittedly was at 6 a.m., but that's usually when they are anyways. And he pulled around an average of 5.5k viewers.
I am
average
gay.
of 4.1, which is generally much lower by his other live stream reaction in comparison. About 40% of the average viewership, 60% of the normal viewership that he actually gets during the actual live streams. Okay, and with no competition as well, because if I was live, I would have also taken probably an extra 30% of his viewership, because whoever's in the top left of the category generally gets the most viewers. Well, let me rephrase that, they do get the most viewers, and they also kind of cannibalize the other streamers' viewership, because that's how streams work. That's why stream PvP is very real, whereas YouTube PvP is a lot less real, because in YouTube you share the views, whereas Twitch you actually have to fight for them. So we got around 5.5 thousand viewers during the Zenless Zone Zero live stream, almost completely uncontested by
As a small content creator, I could see my analytics like completely change when it comes from Twitch to YouTube. Like my YouTube channel probably gets more views than my Twitch on average, but it's almost off of just straight up clips. And it's really annoying because YouTube is just a platform where no matter what you upload, there's not going to be a single person trying to take you down, really. Unless it's like directed, unless they make a video directed towards you. There's just no competition for viewage. And Twitch is different. In Twitch, it's like whoever's on the top of the most viewed category on Twitch is gonna get the most views no matter what. Right? I think that's the case. And it depends on what you're doing. Honestly, that's why I play like most games that are in playtest or beta to get more people as much as possible. And if you're a small content creator, please just throw everything at the wall until something hits, until something sticks. That's what I'm doing. As a content creator and a voice actor, just fucking try everything. Literally everything.
anyone else of his caliber, Ziox being most likely the number 2 gacha streamer on the entire planet, which is a huge accolade. Okay, after the live stream was over, this was his reaction.
But we'll have to see. As it stands right now, my take, I'm very question marked in the sense of I'm gonna give the game a try, and then if I like it and if you guys like it, I'll keep playing it, and if you don't, or if I don't, then, you know, we'll decide then.
So that's pretty much the most lukewarm reaction that you can possibly give.
True.
Okay, that's pretty much like, I have no idea how the fuck to feel about this game, but why don't people know how to feel about this game? I believe that I'm a content creator where I can predict when games are going very well and when they're not. A lot of people told me I was crazy for saying Wuthering Waves is going to blow the fuck up and be a competitor in the big 3 gacha space. And
I do give him props for that. Wuthering Waves kind of popped off, and he was low-key, like, not low-key, high-key the source of that. Because everyone was, like, fence-sitting when it came to Wuwa, and then when it dropped, everyone started losing their mind. And then he was there since day one, hyping the game up.
However, the big 3 is now becoming a big 4 because I too also believe that Zenless Zone Zero is going to be very big on launch. I do think that. Now, I don't know if it'll remain big after launch, but
I think it'll remain big on launch, and that's it. I think it'll eventually drop down, like, exponentially after launch. Because people are going to realize that the game has low diversity when it comes to combat. Because it's very boring, the same combat over and over and over again. Unlike, like, Honkai or Wuwa or Genshin, there's some challenging combat. There is endgame in those games. This will be a more casual, friendly game, and I don't think people will tune into it as much as the other games. I think it'll fall off drastically after launch. Right now, the only thing driving the game is the characters and the idea. So I think it's going to do great at launch, and that's it. Just launch.
I do think it's going to have a great launch and probably be the lowest of the 4, but I do still think that Zenless Zone Zero is going to be a very good game, and a game that I'm actually very excited to play myself. I want to go further into why I'm excited on playing Zenless Zone Zero and why I think the game is going to be good. Just to give you some more context, we're going to pull up Google Trends, and we're going to pull up a couple.
Here he goes again.
Genshin Impact.
Here he goes again.
Video game.
He does this every video, dude.
And then we're going to go by worldwide to keep it fair for everyone. Then we're going to look up Honkai Star Rail, video game, and then
he does it where he puts Wuthering Waves as a typo. And he thinks he's proving his point. And it's like, yeah, I get it, man. We get it. Wuthering Waves got better numbers. We get it, dude.
We're going to pull up Wuthering Waves.
So exacerbated, dude.
Game, and we're going to sort by the past, let's do 1 year. So as you can see, Wuthering Waves popped the fuck off and dropped very hard, which, by the way, if you go to my previous videos, I predicted exactly that was going to happen. And now Wuthering Waves is most likely floating around the same relevancy as Honkai Star Rail, which is currently the most profitable gacha game on the entire market. Speaking of which, there will be gacha PvP tomorrow, when we'll see the revenue report, where I do think that Wuthering Waves will be the second most profitable gacha game on the June 2024 revenue chart. That is what I believe. I believe r/gacha gaming will be losing their fucking minds, and if it's not top 2, it's certainly top 3. I think Wuthering Waves had a great fucking month. I think it had a great launch comparatively.
Yeah, Wuwa went crazy.
I do think there were issues, but I do think the company commented on them enough to where people shouldn't turn their back on Wuthering Waves, and keep your eye on this game, because I do think Wuthering Waves is going to get better and better with every single release, but I do think it's going to require a full system reset, waiting all the way until 2.0 to get a full back in the swing of things and become even more relevant than it was, due to the fact that them having to hyper accelerate their launch from a 6-week development cycle to a 5-week development cycle, and now they're going to have to take the dreaded 7-week development cycle, which is very bad for keeping relevancy for your game. However, I understand why they're having to do that, and even more so, now they're going to be on the same release schedule as Zenless Zone Zero, which means there's going to be direct competition between the two.
What I like about Wuwa, this may be random, but to keep their relevancy, what they do is they drop a character, and unlike most games, they don't have a rerun banner on the side. I mean, the game just launched. I understand why they don't have a rerun banner, but it's nice because they launch characters in pairs of 2, which is really, really fucking nice and really unique compared to the other games. Compared to Honkai Star Rail and Genshin, where they drop their characters and they drop a rerun. A character, rerun. Character, rerun. Maybe in the future I will do that, but I think Wuthering Waves really like keeps growth with that idea of like, hey, we're dropping a new character. Hey, we're dropping another new character. So you guys save for this or you save for that, but they'll still be here, both of them. Which is keeping their revenue up, I believe. I could be wrong.
Every single time the game launches a version update. But here's the thing. How well is it going to do on launch? Okay, well, let's pull it up. Okay, Zenless Zone Zero. So we pull this up right here, and you look, this is Zenless Zone Zero's relevancy. And as you can tell right now, 4 days away from launch, it doesn't look that good. Now, does it? However, the thing that you have to understand is that the game, whether you want to think it's botted or not, there is 44 to 45 million pre-registers as of right now. Whether you think that's botting or not, that's up for you to decide. Their marketing is trash. I think that is a point that's up for debate. I think their marketing is trash for adults, but I think for Zoomer children, I actually think it's quite good. I think if you're above the age of 26, you're not going to like their marketing. I think if you're below the age of 16, I think you're going to fucking love their marketing. And that's how I generally think it goes. I do think this is
their marketing is okay.
A lot younger.
I don't think it's like an audience. Terrible. I think it's very mid.
Talking about childs. Okay, that's what I genuinely think. Now, here's what we can infer. Okay, I need to kick you back around 5 years. So every single cycle of every game ever has the exact same trend. Okay, 1 week out, there's a difference between 20 to 30x of their pre-hype before the game explodes. Okay, so right now, the pre-hype phase for Genshin was a 6. The pre-hype phase for Honkai Star Rail was a 3. So half the pre-hype phase of Genshin Impact. For Wuthering Waves, the pre-hype phase was, I shit you not, a 6 as well, matching Genshin Impact's hype entirely. For Zenless Zone Zero, 4 days before launch, we're already at a 7, which means the marketing team is actually doing a very fine job. I do think we're going to see a similar spike, the same way that we did see with Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, and Genshin Impact. I do think that we're going to see this game explode. So many people say, oh man, I just really don't care about the game, but once again, they're going to do the same fucking thing that they always do, that I always call them out for. They only like something once it's made. When it's grinding, nobody wants to give a fuck about it. This community is fucking fickle.
True.
They're fickle. And they're fake as fuck. And that's the goddamn truth. So many people that are shitting on Zenless Zone Zero now will completely flip the script and talk about how amazing it is on launch. And they...
Okay, I do find that as a problem. Like, talking shit about Zenless Zone Zero forever and then coming back to play it during launch just seems like really fucking redundant. Like, it's gonna happen anyway. Like, everyone's gonna enjoy the game at launch, no matter fucking what. You can talk all the shit you want. I'm talking all the shit I want. I think Zenless Zone Zero is gonna do fucking terribly after launch. I don't think it's gonna do great. In all honesty, once it gets to endgame, these content creators are gonna fall off. They're the only ones that are gonna be left are the React channels, the channels that enjoy like story or overhype really dumb nonsense. I'm not pointing any fingers, but channels like Doro or like Bran, technically that is pointing fingers, but Bran, Doro, and like Dish, people who capitalize off of little nonsense, like low attention span type stuff, are going to do really well in this during the launch or past the launch cycle of Zenless Zone Zero.
They will only formulate an opinion once they've seen the public opinion themselves. If it's positively receptive, they'll say, wow, very good. If it's negatively receptive, they'll say, oh man, I don't like it. Let's not play it, guys. Let's go back to Genshin Impact. It's bullshit. It's lame. And we've seen this pattern not once, not twice, but 3 times already. And we're going to see it a 4th time again. I think Zenless Zone Zero is going to do very well. Let me tell you why. I think the majority of the character designs are very good. I do. I know a lot of people don't like them because they feel clayey. And I do really enjoy the current Kuro Games animation style. I like it very much. That being said, it's subjective and it's your opinion. Me personally, I do love Zenless Zone Zero, the way they make their characters.
I do too.
I also love their fluidity of the animation, and I think the way they tell their story is very interesting. However, I don't think the story is that good from what I've seen, unless they're going to change it from CBT2 as well as the TV system. Zenless Zone Zero is a lot that has subject to change. And I'm going to be playing it on day one of launch, and I'm going to be playing the fuck out of it.
Me
I'm
too,
going to
me
be
too, me
attempting
too,
to
me
beat
too.
all current content, so much so that I'm actually neglecting going to California to go to Anime Expo because I'm so excited about Zenless Zone Zero's launch. I'm going to want to do a 24 to 48 hour stream on launch, especially if the game has
Yeah, I'm not
drops.
gonna do all
I think
that,
people are
but I'd
really
be down.
turning a blind eye
If you guys like,
towards it
comment,
because they
subscribe.
always do, because it's a Hoyoverse game. And these Hoyoverse community players are so miserable to where they won't want to support you unless they've already made it, to feel included in this come-up story, and they don't possibly want to end up supporting someone who didn't. I feel like people who are excited for Zenless Zone Zero shouldn't be deterred by what other content creators are saying for why the game is doomed. I think other viewers should be very much inclined to go and formulate their own opinion before listening to someone who's financially advised to speak highly or speak negatively of a game that they want to play. Fuck.
Okay, to be fair, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I'm not sponsored in any way. I don't have any say, so I think my opinion should matter the most. When I say that this game will do great at launch, and I think this game will be amazing, but I really hope the devs handle the end game well. I really hope the devs give something for people to do that want to no life the game. Because I love the art style. I love the design of the characters. I just want to see Hoyo actually do good. Like, I want to see Koro do good. Or, I keep calling them Koro. Hoyoverse. I want to see Hoyoverse do good. I want to see them pop off, because the more people we have in the community, the better. That way we could all support each other. That's partly why I'm making this. And, yeah.
What content creators think, and fuck what fake content creators think even fucking more. Who's fake? That's up for you to decide. Okay, but eventually when you watch a creator for so long, eventually things will start to make sense. However, here's the other big thing. I think at this current moment, the gacha genre is actually getting harder and harder and harder to get into. And I think it's harder and harder and harder to earn an audience for. Because now this space has blown the fuck up, and now there's variety. And now all these people who are used to getting free viewership by playing Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail are realizing, oh God, I'm not entertaining. Oh God, all I do is just regurgitate what everybody else is saying. Oh God, I actually don't know how to entertain. And if I'm not making a guide or saying something quirky, I have no idea how to run a fucking channel. And
that's a problem for most people, man. And I will admit, I am not the best fucking content creator. I am not the best content creator at all. And I do mostly what he just said, regurgitate all the fucking things I hear. But at the same time, I formulate my own opinion. And I think that's going to keep me as a valuable asset of this community. And for the most part, I wish I was like in the hype phase of Genshin. That way I'd probably get more of you guys to watch my content. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad I wasn't. Because Genshin is such a fucking shit game. I don't want that to be my career. Like Ziox, it feels like Ziox doesn't enjoy what he does anymore. It feels like a bunch of content creators don't enjoy what they do on Genshin anymore. And it's more of like a job instead of something to have fun. Like, I always dreamed of fucking streaming and doing videos and all this stuff, but the problem with that is it takes the fun out of it. Once you see dollar signs in front of what you want to do, it's not fun anymore. It's not something that you want to strive for. And I get it. At the end of the day, it is work at the end of the day. Just a different type of work.
I think people are going to be overly negative towards games that don't guarantee them viewership. And I think we're going to see more and more people being overly negative because they're bad at their jobs. This video will piss a lot of people
I'm bad
off,
at my job.
and I'll be
You
real.
heard it here first,
Please
guys.
react, because I would love to react to your reaction. Hilarious. I feel like
React
Zenless
to
Zone
my
Zero
reaction
at
to
this
your
current
reaction
time,
of my reaction.
I feel like y'all players have nothing to worry about. I feel like the launch is going to go very well. I, once again, think it's going to be the least successful gacha game of the big four right now. But I do think it is going to be a very viable game for furries and weebs. And also, most importantly, I think Zenless Zone Zero will attract the most casual audience out of any gacha game that's currently played. And that can either be a big pro or that can be a big con. If you're looking for a game that you can really sink your time and effort into, I don't think Zenless Zone Zero is that game. I do think that if you are looking for a casual, fun combat game with goofy mini games that you can play during high school or middle school or during college, I think that this will be the game for you. But the question is, what are you looking forward towards in this game?
So basically what he's saying is, if you're a child, you'll enjoy this game. If you have ADHD, this is your game. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your ADHD. Nothing against you, ADHD people. I also have 80 of my HDs in my pocket.
Me personally, I just want to see Nicole get fucked. And if I can spend $500 to play as
bro.
the big wolf guy and fuck Nicole, I'm good to go.
Not
I
same.
don't know how much money I need to
Not
spend in
same.
China for them to revert the Nicole.
You lost me at big wolf guy.
But if there is a dollar amount, please let me know. Because, or at least a Nicole skin that brings back them big old jugs. That shit was fucking awesome. Anyways, I'm out. Peace.
And that's it from me too, guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'm probably going to be streaming some Supervive later, so keep an eye out for that. Hey, before the video ends, guys, I stream almost every day on Twitch. Head over, check me out live, and also I have a Discord server, wonderful community down below. Thank you for watching, and catch you guys later.